All right. Hello, everybody. KV Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you for our nightly extended update on the forecast here on YouTube Live and on KVU Plus and all of our streaming platforms. Hopefully you are having a fantastic Friday. A couple things I want to talk about. Most urgently, because it's happening now, we've got this thing called a planetary parade going on tonight. So some pretty cool stuff you can see up in the sky, like literally right now. So we'll get into that. Otherwise, weekend weather looks great. And then early next week, still watching Tuesday for at least low-end severe weather potential. Okay, so let's get into kind of sky conditions outside. Obviously, there's our Oasis cam. It's a perfect clear sky, not a single cloud out there, so viewing conditions are great. Temperatures are in the upper 60s. Temperature-wise, as you are standing out there this evening, it's just going to be dropping down through the 60s and eventually down into the 50s. So here are the details on this planetary parade. Let me go back and I'll show you this full screen. So what you want to do, you want to look first in the southern sky, then pan over to the east a little bit. What you're going to be able to see most easily is Mars, Jupiter, and then as you go panning west, you'll also be able to see Venus. I was just standing outside of the parking lot and I could see these. It helps if you use the compass on your phone. So like you can screenshot this, use the compass to your phone, make sure you're pointing the right way. But Mars, Jupiter, Venus, absolutely visible out there. Now you're seeing a bunch of other planets on the screen here. Uranus and Neptune, not quite as visible. You may be able to like very faintly see it. You're probably though going to need a telescope to see those two. Then Saturn and Mercury are likely too low on the horizon for most locations to be able to see them. So all these planets are out there, but obviously our ability to view them a little bit different, but 100%. I just walked outside, saw it. You'll be able to see Mars and Jupiter and Venus. Pretty cool. And again, if you've got a telescope, might be even more exciting than that. But definitely something worth checking out. Best viewing conditions are like right now. Best viewing conditions are between now and an hour after sunset. So our sunset was 6:29. So, we've got another 25 minutes or so for the peak viewing conditions here. Make sure you go out and check it out. Pretty cool. All right. So now let's get into our forecast. Here's a current look at the temperatures outside. It was just incredibly comfortable today. We made it into the upper 70s. It is 69 right now in Austin. It's 71 in Lockhart. Mason right now at 71 degrees, 24-hour temperature change after our very little cool down yesterday with the cloud cover that was stubborn. Today trended in the warmer direction, and that's going to continue as we head through this weekend. Wind out there, it's a light southeast wind. It's going to be more of like a due east wind by the time we get into the afternoon tomorrow. But again, it's still going to be a very warm day. Satellite radar is completely quiet. So honestly, viewing conditions across almost all of Texas right now are pretty spectacular for the planetary alignment. So again, check that out if you have not done so. I give you permission. If you're watching this and you're curious about it, you can turn it off. You can go outside, look at it. Or we'll go through this quickly. Wait another 5 minutes, then you can go out there and check it out. All right, so here's tomorrow morning, temperatures in the 40s, low 50s. We go through the day, mostly sunny, temperatures warm up, low to mid 80s will be widespread. I've got about 82 in the forecast for Austin. Based on the new data I'm looking at, though, that might even be a little bit conservative. I think we're going to have a lot of mid 80s tomorrow. Mason, 84, Llano, 85. Bastrop, low to mid 80s. It's going to be, again, really, really nice. Now, as we go into Sunday, I'm tracking a few little changes. No rain still. Temperatures a little bit milder in the morning. And then I think we have a lot of sunshine through the first half of the day, but then clouds start to increase by the afternoon. And clouds coming in during what would normally be like peak heating, that's going to keep us at least slightly cooler. So high temperatures are likely only going to be in the 70s. I say only, that's still like 10 degrees above average, but they'll be a little bit cooler for Sunday. Here's tonight's forecast, 51 in Austin, 40s for most areas outside of the city, maybe a little bit of patchy fog down across the coastal plains, but generally I just think it's a mostly clear sky. 48 in Georgetown. 49 in Round Rock tonight, 49 in Leander, Wimberley, Dripping Springs, Buda, also right around 49 degrees. Here's the forecast, the hourly as we go through the day tomorrow. Generally, it's a mostly sunny sky all day, pretty quick warm up, so anything you're doing outside, it's going to be very comfortable here. The area-wide numbers. Closing in on 90. We've done this earlier this week as well for northern sections of the hill country. Still, I think even there it's going to be mainly upper 80s, but Bastrop 84, San Marcos 85, Lockhart about 84 degrees in the forecast. Then here's a closer look at the Metro and I-35 corridor. Low to mid 80s are going to be widespread for your Saturday. Weekend forecast, as I mentioned, Sunday, a little bit more cloud cover, still a really nice day. Nothing that's going to interfere with any outdoor plans that you have, but a little bit more cloud cover, and that will keep temperatures slightly cooler. High temperature of 78 on Sunday. So now let's go into next week where, as we've been talking about the past couple of days, there's going to be at least a risk for some storms here locally and then likely a much higher severe weather risk for areas to our northeast. Monday, only about a 10 to 20% shower chance. I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Here is Tuesday, though. A more powerful system coming through, a Pacific cold front. It makes this kind of line, or at least a broken line of storms, but notice it still really looks like the bigger issues with storms are going to be north and then eventually northeast of here. We're on the tail southern end of things. So I think we get kind of grazed, especially our northern areas. We'll keep an eye on that storm risk, and then things really ramp up over like Louisiana, into Arkansas, and then into parts of like the deep south. Here's 8 p.m. on Tuesday, then Tuesday night into Wednesday. We're not going to get any wraparound moisture from this system. I think we'll immediately go back to completely dry weather, and temperatures will still be very pleasant. Here's the updated Tuesday storm outlook. So what is this now, the day 5? Milam County still included in that level 2 risk, the 15% area. So then we back out the view. This actually continues to shift even farther east away from us, at least the core severe threat, which now is basically entirely over Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Tennessee. So already the level 3, obviously, that's pretty substantial to have at this time frame. But for us, I think we're looking at probably low end potential, level 2 already for Milam County. When they add the level 1 around that, it will probably get close to northern sections of the I-35 corridor, maybe into the Austin Metro. It's not going to be a huge severe weather risk, I think, for us, but at least some low-end potential for maybe a strong storm or two. This is also not going to be the type of system, it's just moving so quick, it's not going to bring us a ton of rain, even if we get some storms. I'm thinking 1/4 of an inch kind of max in terms of rainfall the next 7 days, so that is not good news. Here's our allergy count today. Cedar has actually been a little bit more problematic, like late in the season. We're getting into the time of the year where we kind of say goodbye to the peak of cedar season, but it was high again today. Elm is also medium, mold was medium, alder and maple are around, but in low concentrations. And here's our 7-day forecast. As you can see, tomorrow, mostly sunny, great, 82. Sunday, a little bit more cloud cover around, 54 in the morning. We'll do about 78 for the afternoon high. Monday, mostly cloudy, 10 to 20% chance for a shower, but probably not stormy weather yet. High of 77. Tuesday, our storm chance right now is only 30%. Again, we're mainly watching northern, northeastern sections of our KVUE area, but we're just getting kind of grazed by this system. So when we have the high-res data here in a day or two, that should give us a little bit more certainty on what exactly our storm coverage looks like. But as of now, I honestly think it's a situation where not necessarily everybody even sees storms, but where they do develop, especially to our north, they could be on the strong side. That's a Pacific system, so that will come through. Then by Wednesday, the morning, a little chilly, 51, 72 for the afternoon. Looks really nice. Thursday, 73. Friday, 78. One other thing we'll have to watch in this forecast behind this Pacific cold front, I could see some elevated fire weather concerns for a Tuesday afternoon and then Wednesday of next week. So we'll keep an eye on that as we get closer and we see exactly how these conditions will come together. All right, I'll show you the planetary alignment thing one more time, just in case you want to end the stream and go check this out. Again, what you want to do, best viewing conditions are going to be here over the next like 20 minutes between sunset and an hour after sunset. So look in the southern sky, then kind of pan over to the east. And again, it kind of helps if you've got your compass and you're able to do this with a little guidance from your phone. Look over to the east, Mars, Jupiter, you'll be able to see those two. And then as you pan west, Venus, you'll be able to see. Uranus and Neptune, tougher to see, probably too dim for most of us. Of course, we've got light pollution and stuff. If you have a telescope, you'll be able to see those. But the main three you'll be able to see: Mars, Jupiter, Venus. Then Saturn and Mercury are also out there in this alignment, but probably too low on the horizon, so I don't think that we're going to be able to view those either. But still, 3 planets, pretty cool. Make sure you check that out if you don't have anything else you're doing. All right, I will leave you with that. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your Friday. Next update from me will be KVUE News at 10 o'clock. And if you're too busy, all good. Y'all have a good weekend, and we will talk to you next week.